Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new and not subscribed, I'm Kayla Bame, and you should really think about subscribing to my channel because the greatest things in the world happen when you do that. So, subscribe. For today's video, I am going to be doing something, I don't even know what to call it, okay? Expert artiste, here I am. I am going to be trying to make a playing card out of the smaller canvases that I found at the Dollar Tree. Don't know why I wanted to do this, but I figured if I was gonna do it, I should film it. So I am going to be doing a playing card of Piglet from Winnie the Pooh.
Hello, voiceover Kayla here. I will not be doing Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. I decided later that I wanted to do Tigger. Sorry about that, guys.
Let's see how that goes.
Okay, party people, to make these cute playing cards, I am using a canvas board in the size 4x6. I got this in a 3-pack from Dollar Tree. These canvas boards are by Crafters Square. I will also be using some blue painter's tape and a ruler. So normally when I do art projects like this, I'm not super precise with my measurements, but if I'm doing a playing card, typically playing cards have that white border around the picture, so I roughly measured out a ½ inch on each side, and I used the painter's tape to block off the white part so I could freely paint wherever I wanted. But I hate to spoil future events in this video, but this painter's tape, I think I need new painter's tape because it didn't really do its job. I ended up having to fix the border anyway, so at least I tried, okay? Anyway, for the background color of my playing card, I decided to go with a darker purple. Because are you guys ready for the professional Kayla Bame here? I chose purple because I had decided to do Tigger. And Tigger is an orange character. And since I was doing like a baby version, he was like an orange-yellow. And the background color, I wanted it to be the opposite on the color wheel, so orange-yellow would be like a purple-blue. So that's why I chose this color for my background color. See, I can be professional sometimes. I know some stuff. And because the paint that I'm using was a cheaper acrylic paint, like it wasn't a premium fine art acrylic paint, I did have to do multiple coats so it didn't look super streaky and ugly like it does right now. So I think I had to do about 3 or 4 good coats in order for it to completely cover the back. And like I mentioned earlier, when I went to peel off my great painter's tape, it didn't really work. I need new painter's tape. Not quite sure why this happened. I just need new tape, okay? So because this happened, this was obviously more work. I'm sure if I have good painter's tape, I could probably skip this step. But because this happened, I obviously had to fix the border. So I went back with white tape and a brush and tried very hard to fix the straight line. That didn't happen either, so I was kind of just going back and forth between the white and the purple, trying my very best to make a straight border. And man, this was so difficult for me. I don't know if other artists are able to draw or paint straight lines, but as you can see, this line is not very straight here. I struggled really hard with making a straight line, so this took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So if you're better at making straight lines, you'll probably have an easier time doing something like this. So after I somewhat fixed the border, I began sketching Tigger because I want to do a cute little playing card where Tigger is the card. So I began sketching him out onto the background. So to sketch him out, I was just using white acrylic paint because white is easy to cover up with color. And I'm just doing a very thin layer as the outline. I don't really know if people who paint do this. This is just what I do. I usually try and sketch out what I'm doing either in pencil, or if I'm doing the background first, I use white acrylic paint just so I have some kind of guideline of what I'm painting in. I don't know if this is like standard procedure or anything, but this is just, when I started painting, this is just how I did it, so. And I am freehanding it. I have the little reference picture there on my phone. So yeah, I actually had to freehand this one, unlike my glass paintings. I had to put my artist hands to use for this project. And for Tigger's colors, I used light orange and some light yellow. For his stomach and snout area, I mixed a lot of light yellow with the light orange to get obviously a lighter shade of the orange. And for the rest of Tigger's body, I just used the light orange all by itself. And because I chose a background color that was on the darker side, this took forever. It probably took me 10 coats to cover it. But like I said, I wasn't using, what do you call it? I was going to say a high grade acrylic paint. Does that make sense if I say that? It sounded cool, so I'm just going to go with it. I wasn't using a high grade premium acrylic paint. I was just using the cheap stuff like Apple Barrel and Craftsmart. That's not really meant for fine art painting, so that's probably why. I'm sure if you were using something a little more hefty, it wouldn't have taken 10 coats, but this was my choice, so I was just rolling with it. It probably also didn't really help that I was using colors like light orange and light yellow. They're on the lighter side. I don't know if this is just me. Typically, when I use an orange color, it takes more coats anyway. That might just be me, but I've always struggled with orange colors and having them like cover well. Like it always takes more than 3 coats for an orange color to be pigmented when I paint. So maybe that was an issue too, who knows. 500 coats later and we're ready for a new color. For his nose I used light pink, and this also took like 7 coats, but because it was a smaller space, didn't take as much time, so that was great. And then I used pink for the inside of his mouth. The inside of his mouth was a bit darker than his nose, so instead of light pink, I just used pink. Then, in order to outline Tigger's body, I used my ultra fine paint marker by Craftsmart. Typically, when I do paintings, I will outline with a paintbrush in black paint, but since I have so many of these paint pens from all my glass paintings, I decided it's still paint, so maybe I should try outlining with this. And I actually really liked outlining with the paint pen versus a paintbrush, obviously because with the pen, you have a lot more control over it than you do with a paintbrush. So it was a lot easier for me to get a nice even line than it was with a paintbrush, so I'm glad I made this decision to use my paint pens instead. I'm a genius sometimes, okay? And then, just for the heck of it, I decided for Tigger's signature stripes, I would use the paint pen for that too. So I went through and I outlined all of his stripes with the ultrafine tip pen just so I knew what the placement was. And I went back through all the stripes using the regular fine tip pen just because it's bigger and it was a lot faster to fill in the stripes that way. And after I was done with Tigger himself, I decided to use the fine tip paint pen by Craftsmart to also do kind of a thick outline around the picture because playing cards do that. when there's fun pictures in the center, they have it outlined to kind of separate it from the white a little bit. So I just used my paint pen for that as well. Because I am totally an expert on playing cards, okay? Nobody question me. I know what playing cards look like. I have so many playing cards. I make my own playing cards, as you can see. So I really know all about playing cards and what they're supposed to look like. Okay. And for the last step here, I took out another paint pen. But this time, it was a red fine tip paint pen. Because this is a playing card, he has to be in a certain suit and have a number or a face card. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to make him a face card. He was going to be the Jack of Diamonds. So with my red paint pen, I put a J on both sides and drew a little diamond underneath the J. And ta-da! Look at my Tigger from Winnie the Pooh playing card, Jack of Diamonds. Definitely could have been a lot cleaner, but this is the first time I've ever done this, and I thought it was a really cute idea. So maybe I'll make more playing cards in the future.
Alright, that is it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave in the comments down below what you thought of this idea of painting a playing card on a canvas. Does that make sense? I thought the idea was pretty cool, so I tried it, okay? That's just how art works sometimes. I see cool ideas, I want to do cool ideas. I film myself doing cool ideas. But I'll see you guys back here next time.